Hey, communication man here. Hey, I'm happy you're here, and I want to ask you, do you know how to write $1 million headline? Well, you're going to find out. And here's the important thing. Even if you think, well, hey, I'm not a marketer, I'm not a copywriter, well, you still want to know how to do this. Why? Why do you think you should know how to write $1 million headline? Because everything you do in life, okay, anything that you want anyone to do with you, okay, whether it's a social event or getting a job interview, getting that job, getting promoted, getting more customers, getting more friends, everything is a headline, okay? And I'm going to explain that in this video, and this is going to be part of a 2 video part series. This one's going to go over the construction of $1 million headline, and the second one, I'm going to give you some examples here, but the second video is going to give you a lot more in-depth examples. We're going to analyze a lot more. Okay, so stay tuned. You're going to like this. This video can change your life, and it can give you the ability to persuade people and to also get them to do something if it's in their best interest, to basically get them to participate. All right, and that's a very special skill to have, and especially if you have children or spouse or anyone, you need to know how to make it interesting for them, and that's what this video will do. All right, before we get to the video, I'm going to answer the last video's trivia, and that was, what do French people call a French kiss? All right, so believe it or not, they don't call it a French kiss, right? It's an American slang, actually. It's a concept that World War I and II soldiers actually came up with, and kind of brought it over to the States, and they called it a French kiss. But the French people didn't actually have a term for it. They would just say kiss with the tongue, so it doesn't really roll off the tongue saying it like that, right? So the French actually formally documented this recently, actually in 2014. So that's pretty recent as far as words go. So they call it a galoche. All right. So now you know. So if you're in France, French kiss, they don't call it a French kiss. They call it a galoche. Okay. So you can impress your friends. You can ask them what they think a French kiss is referred to in actual France. Okay. So galoche. All right, so question for you. Why is the headline more significant than any other part of an advertisement? Why do you think that is? There's a very big reason for this, okay? So the headline is more significant than any other part of the advertisement because it's basically the doorway, okay? So if no one goes in the door, all right, no one knows what's inside. They can't care about it, right? So you can have the best advertisement in the world. It can be like just perfect, okay? But if no one reads it, if no one sees it, if no one hears it, no one listens to it, then you've wasted all your time and money, okay? So you really, really got to get this headline thing nailed down. And if you don't, you could be throwing away all your money, okay, all your advertising. So what are the 3 purposes of a lucrative headline? What do you think they are? Okay, 1, 2, 3. What do you think the 3 purposes of a lucrative headline are? Okay. Give up? All right, here's the answer. So, number 1, a lucrative headline needs to grab attention. It needs to basically slap someone in the face, right? Not physically, not hurt them, right? But it needs to wake them up. Okay, I think a softer example is basically splash cold water on their face, right? Get their attention. Say, what the heck? What is that? What's going on, right? Stop, grab their attention, okay? Second, create curiosity, okay? So every time you watch a really good TV show, okay, on Netflix or something, at the very end, they always do something to just take you off. Like, okay, what's going to happen? They leave you on a cliffhanger. Okay, they got to create that curiosity, right? That's what you want to do with a headliner. Okay, you want to create curiosity. So you want to bait them, all right? You want to give them a little switch at the end, but the switch isn't going to be a negative thing. It's going to be like a positive thing. Rather than hurting them like how you fish, you throw out a worm and then they bite it and then you kill them. You're going to do the opposite. You're going to give them a worm and then give them another worm and another worm and make them happy, and eventually they feel full and satisfied. So you want them to leave happy, not dissatisfied, right? And number 3, you want to open up a mental loop. So that goes back to the TV concept. Okay, so if you ever finished a book that was like a page turner, and you're like, man, I wanted to finish it and stop 4 hours ago, but I couldn't because it was just so good, right? Well, what they're doing is they're opening a mental loop at the end of each chapter. So, hey, John was about to jump off the bridge, and then he heard a voice that said, wait, don't do that. I've got your, and then it just cuts out. You don't know what they're going to say. What is it? They got a time machine. They got his like records from his mom. Is he going to find out something like really important? We don't know. You want to find out, right? So that's what a good headline do. It's going to open a loop and it's going to create curiosity and grab attention, all at the same time. All right, question for you. Why is it so important to alienate people? All right, that sounds funny, right? Alienate people? Why would I want to be diversive, right? Well, why is alienating people extraordinarily beneficial for your headline? There's a reason, okay? And I'm going to explain it. So, your headline should define who you want to reach, okay? So, alienation is a positive thing because what you're doing is I'm defining who this advertisement is for or who this beneficial information is for, okay? So if you want to sway parents, you put the word parents in the headline, okay? Think about this. If you're a pizza restaurant, you want to say pizza lovers. Hey, attention, all pizza lovers out there, right? Think about it like ice cream, coffee, movie, steak, gym, dog, cat, music, beach, travel, recording, reading, anything, right? You're going to put that in the headline. So you want to identify who you're talking to, okay? And so your goal is actually to get rid of like a lot of people really fast. And that's a good thing. And that's also why it's really important when you're using Facebook advertising or Twitter or all those type of things to try to find where the niche is going to be, where the people that like ice cream or coffee or movies or steaks or the fine wines, those kind of things, you're going to want to know where they play, where they visit, where they hang out, and target your advertising or your messages towards them, right? So the point of it is like I want you to think about this. Like the faster you get to who the ad's for, it can help that person understand what's going on. Okay, so like I said, if you're going to talk to parents, say attention all single moms out there, attention all single dads, right? Attention all parents with kids with disabilities, all right? So maybe you have a product or service that is geared towards that. You want to be as narrow as possible because then say someone's listening on the radio or sees it on YouTube advertisement or Facebook, video or something, and they think, you know what, they might say, well, I don't have this problem, but you know what, Jennifer does or my friend Sam does, and what is it? And then they see it and they go, oh wow, maybe that could help them, something to assist them or improve their life somehow. Maybe it's an app that allows them to do something, makes their life more comfortable or helps them travel better, whatever it is. If it's someone with diabetes, you can say, hey, attention to all the people suffering with diabetes out there. We have a new technology that can make it 10 times easier to regulate your blood sugar levels. Okay, well, you got their interest, right? And then that's the hook, right? Like 10 times, how do I save 10 times? Okay, so question is, what is the headline a commercial for? Okay, think about this. What is the headline a commercial for? What is it advertising? See, this is a big mistake a lot of people think make. Okay, and I've seen this so many times when I'm looking at advertisements, and it's like almost comical. Like, wow, how sad. Big companies don't even know what they're doing sometimes. And so basically, the headline is not a commercial for your product. It's not a commercial for your service. Okay, it's not about what your company does. Okay, your headline is strictly a commercial for the advertisement. Do you understand this? It's the commercial for the door. It's not for the business. Okay, so this is where a lot of people make mistakes. Okay, your headline, it's the sneak preview of what's inside the room. Okay, so you're just trying to get people in the room. You don't care about if they're gonna like be interested in the whole house yet. Okay, you just want them in the room. Okay, so think about a headline. It's an advertisement for your announcement. It's an advert for your advert. Okay, so number two, it summarizes the main message, okay? And number three, your headline, it's going to give a big benefit and a huge promise, okay? And you want to do that right away, and you're going to see how we do that in a second. Okay, so your headline should do something very important, okay? What is the only thing your headline should appeal to? I want you to think about this. Okay, you're creating a headline. Okay, you're trying to get people to participate in something, buy something, to get involved. What should the headline do? Okay, it should only appeal to your audience's self-interest. Okay, and you got to think about everything that exists in this world, especially Twitter, Facebook, all those type of social media platforms, Instagram, Snapchat. They all revolve around the individual. Okay, me. Me. I want to be important. I'm special. No one cares about anyone else. They say they do, but the truth is we're all extremely narrowly focused. Okay, that's just how we are. That's just how we're hardwired. You can, say all these other things you want, but in reality, people always think about themselves first. It's just a normal reaction. It's how we're created. Okay. So what you want to do is you always want to promise your audience something that gives them a direct advantage, empowers them, and is pleasingly inviting. Okay, you want to make it sound smooth, chocolatey, velvety, like a like a chocolate bar, a candy bar. You want this to be delicious. You want them to enjoy this. Okay, so what is an advantage? Basically, what's in how would you give someone an advantage? How do you empower them? What's a pleasing invitation? What do I mean by that? Okay, so I just created a quick example just to help you out. So imagine if you're like a massage business or a spa, right? So you could do the very first thing, right? You want to give them an advantage. Okay, say first 10 women get a free $10 Starbucks gift card. Okay, so what did we do? Just there. What did we just do there? So we alienated half the human race. Okay, we didn't talk about men. We said, hey, the first 10 women. So that's the target market of this business, right? We're just going with that, right? Are going to get a free $10 Starbucks gift card. Okay, so you got to be the first 10. Okay, so now we're giving them an advantage, right? And we're also empowering them because they're going to get a $10 gift card that they wouldn't get at, just any other massage booking. Okay, so number 2, how are we going to empower them? What's the pleasing invitation? Okay, so number 2, we're going to lower your stress by 100%. So that's the benefit. We're going straight to the result of you coming in, you taking the time to de-stress. So lower your stress by 100%. That sounds wonderful, right? Like, man, I'm stressed out. Let me go get rid of my stress. Okay. And number 3, the pleasing invitation is book a massage in 1 minute and revitalize your youth. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have a capture page that's extremely simple. Okay, it's extremely simplified on purpose, streamlined. And basically, what you're going to want to do is just get their first name, and then you're going to want to get their have them schedule an appointment. Just look in the calendar, see what the available therapist times are, right? And then just have them hit book now. And then get the details later. Maybe have someone call them and get the credit card or something like that. But you want to make it a really simple, pleasing invitation. You don't want to make it hard. So you give them a promise. Hey, in 60 seconds, you're going to get booked. All right, you're not going to have to put in all this information. We'll do the work. Right? We'll call you later or something, right? So that's the point. You want to make it super simple and enjoyable and pleasing and get the message across quickly, right? So we're going to lower your stress by 100%. All right, why should you insert news or educational convenience into the headline? Okay, there's a big reason for this. When there's something new, okay, comedians use this all the time. New information. People pay attention, right? If it's especially if something is something they've never heard of before and it is like unusual. We all like to learn things that help us, right? It goes back to getting that advantage, okay? So people like short snippets of useful knowledge. Basically, you take something difficult to understand and you make sense of it in a simple little headline, okay? So, or a little bullet form. So some examples could be this is depending on like if you're making a brochure or a video or like it depends on the context you're going to use it in. So I created just some quick examples, okay? But you could say something like, did you know that massage can help you control the level of sugar in your blood? All right, so a lot of people wouldn't know that, right? Well, it can, and it can decrease your chance of disease. So that's a medical benefit. That's beyond just pleasure and comfort. This can actually help reduce the level of sugar in your blood, right? If the spikes. Okay, so that's cool, right? Because it helps the heart, helps with blood flow, right? So massage, number 2, helps increase protective cells in your body, okay? To counteract attackers like bacterial infection and viruses. So it can help increase your white blood count, okay? So that's a really cool benefit, and a lot of people don't think about that, all right? Massage also can help you feel a rush of oxygenated blood by boosting it faster throughout your body, okay, which can lead to an impressive glow in your skin tone, okay? So it's really important, especially if you're wanting to look more beautiful and radiant. Well, you need the blood to fix all the blood cells, right? I mean, all the cells in your body, right? So to help it heal and do its job properly, right? All right, so here's a question for you. How long should a headline be? How long do you think it should be? All right, here's the answer. So a headline should be no longer or shorter than needed. Okay, you always want it to be as succinct as possible. So the shorter the headline, the better. But you want it to make sure it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so number 2, it needs to display a promise and a personal advantage. Okay, it needs to give them some reason to use this information to learn more about it. Right. So number three, it should feel as if this was written only for them. Okay, that's why we alienate, because we're trying to get to the specific niche market. So I used women for an example. Let's say I wanted to use young women. Okay, I could say young millennials or young moms, or if I wanted to say more mature women. Okay, hey, attention, beautiful women over 40 years old, or for 50-year-old, 60-year-old, senior citizen, whatever. I don't know. You'd have to play with it to make it sound nice and appealing. Okay, but you can say, hey, are you over 50 and want to look amazing, want to look 20, want to look 30 years old? We have something that can help you, right? Okay, so that alienated a lot of people, and that's fine, because if your target market, if you know your area, say you do a little research, is primarily this, like say over 45 women who make over $70,000 a year. Okay, that's like the demographics for where my business is. Okay, well then that's what you can target. Okay, and if you know that that's most of your customers coming in, that's also your base, well then you just focus on that. Okay, so you want to alienate, all right, but you also want to feel it like as if it was written just for them. Okay, so whatever you're doing, make it as personalized as possible, so when they read it, they feel like, wow, this person's in my head. It should be like as if you were like literally cloned, and you are a part of them now. They're like, you're their thoughts. All right, that's how good you want the headline to be. All right, question for you. How do you use power words to produce commanding results? And what are power words? Do you know what power words are? All right, so they are definitely a thing, okay? And you've seen them and heard them your whole life. All right, so the two most substantial words you can use in a headline are free, or a form of free, right? Complementary, something like that, and new. Okay, that could be revolutionary, that could be uncommon, there's unique, there's different ways to say the same thing. Okay, so free is not always appropriate, right? You can't always give something away free, but you can consistently find a way to use the new factor if you think about it hard enough. Okay, so your job is to always be creating and basically finding a new way to say something is new. So we offer for the massage example. Okay, so you could say something like, we offer the latest and most advanced massage techniques known to the industry. Okay, and then to back that up, you could say something like, we just went to the conference and we have these new tools, we have these new techniques, like these new, and you identify whatever that is. Okay, and make it sound cool and attractive, right? So what are some examples of some power words? Here you go. Okay, power words, right? So how to, you've heard this before, right? How to, quote unquote, what? Change a spare tire. How to make cheese enchiladas. How to make vegan enchiladas. How to make vegan enchiladas in 10 seconds or less, 10 minutes or less. How to make cheese enchiladas in 5 minutes. Like, you get the idea, right? It's here, finally, the new Tesla model. It's available and in stock, all right? Just arrived, okay? This brand new item we have. It's been here less than 4 minutes. Come and get it. A startling announcement, okay? You've heard of that before, right? Startling news, breaking news, just in, right? Okay, so if you hear the word like nice, you have power words and you have weak words. Okay, it's good or great or something. That's a weak word. So replace nice with something like, it's impressive, all right? The amount of horsepower this thing can crank out, right? So, a new upgrade, right? So if it's like a software app or something like that, it's brand new, right? We just upgraded it to some better, systems in the back door, right? It's miraculous, sensational, right? Noteworthy, okay? This world-shattering, earth-shattering, shocking, right? It's phenomenal, unbelievable, right? It's like magic, okay? Haven't you ever heard these things? It's a magical offer, speedy transitions. It's easy, as simple as 1, 2, 3, right? This authoritative guide will give you the commanding results you're looking for, right? You could say something, the moment you've been craving for, the product you've been, hungry for, right? This is your chance. Best advice, Jeff Bezos gives 10, tips on his techniques, right? His best secrets, right? The facts about blank are in, okay? Compare us to the other people, right? Rock bottom blank, right? Rock bottom prices, urgent, right? last chance. Okay, now these words go on, and there's going to be more words in the future, but these are just examples to show you want to use power words. Okay, don't laugh at them if they sound cliche. Okay, because even though they might seem commonplace, they're used because they often work. All right, now you can always replace that and mix it up if you're not getting the results you want, but in general, a lot of these power words do work if you use them correctly. All right, question for you. Do you want to know how to see books in a whole new way? Okay, audiobooks, anything, magazine covers, all those sorts of things. Think about this. Why is a book title a headline? Why do you think a book title is a headline? Okay, um, I purchased the Masterclass subscription, if you've heard of that, and it has like famous writers, authors, people who are like the best in their field, right? And R.L. Stine, one of my favorite authors, just as a child, I loved the Goosebumps series. You know, he did this really good, teaching series, and he talks about how he doesn't even write a book without getting the title first. He gets it has to be an amazing book title first, okay, and then he writes a story about it. So, he said you can use inspiration anywhere you go. Okay, he was in shopping, like a Halloween store or something, Walmart or somewhere like some store, store, can't talk. He was in a store and he saw some sign and he's just like, wow, that would be a really good book title. And then that created like a whole series for him. So a book title is a headline because, well, think about this. A profitable book title, all right, is like a headline. Well, why? Why is it like a headline? Okay, it's a promise of what the reader will experience or gain from reading and listening to the book. Okay, number two, it's a marvelous. If think about this, if a marvelous book has a boring book title, it's only going to attract dust. It's not going to attract readers or buyers. Okay, so it's sad because you can have like this something that you worked on like your whole life, say 60 years worth of memoirs, or just like 50 years or 20 years or 10 years of hard work, and you put like this all your heart into it. You made this like most beautiful, brilliant story, but the headline's boring. No one reads it. It just doesn't sell. So think about this. Number three, to increase your sales, all right, or to encourage people to sign up for special events, social, personal, or professional, you need to know how to formalize thrilling and appealing promises. Okay, so think about this, all right? Why is a headline the elevator answer of what benefit you give? Why is that? Okay, so think about this. Your title of something, whether it's an email, whether you're just talking to someone, your title could be like the first question you form to them, okay? You want to give them the benefit in the headline, okay? So think about this. When you're about to ask someone to do something, all right, or you want to give them something, some value proposition, a book, right? What burden do you make light? Okay, so if it's a really good book, what it's going to do is you got a lot of stress, you got like a lot of problems in the world. It's going to lighten your stress by giving you something fun to escape to, right? Or it might solve a problem for you, right? Read this book and figure out how to get rid of, stressing about, weight loss or something, right? Like 10 reasons to, okay, I'm just making this off the top of my head. Okay, just say if you see a book and it says, the secrets to everlasting happiness. Okay, well, that's kind of interesting. What are they going to talk about, right? You'd like to know the secrets, right? So the burden they're going to make light is the dissatisfaction, the unhappiness you feel in life, right? So number two, if you can solve their problem, you get their attention, okay? So if you can say, I can solve your problem, but you don't have a time limit, then they might think like, well, what are you talking about, right? So number three, you want a microwave answer, okay? You want instant improvement, okay? So your headline, it's the elevator answer to the benefit you give, okay? So number one, you want to make the burden light. You want to, number two, solve their problem. You want to get their attention. And number three, you want a microwave answer. You want something that's like really fast, okay? So we're going to give you an example, but think about this. How do you improve if you're like on the other side of this, okay? You're hearing a message. You want to ask that person, or you're asking in your head, how do you improve my life? Why am I even watching you? Why am I paying attention to you? Or, how can you improve the life of someone I know, right? Don't tell me features, okay? Show me the rewards for doing your annoying whatever you're asking me to do, right? You want my money, you want something from me. Well, give me the reward I'm going to get from giving it to you, right? So instead of saying, it's fast and sleek, this car's fast and sleek, this watch is fast and sleek, this dress is, I don't know fast, but it's slick and sleek, right? Change that to say if it's like a Ferrari or something, some beautiful Audi or some really nice, Tesla series, right? You can say, hey, not only will this help you get to work early, hot sexy partner, but you're going to get instant admiration from your peers when you show up in this. Okay, well, that's different. That's totally different, right? So imagine if you're selling a dress to, like say females, right? Say, hey, this is going to get your definitely all the eyeballs on you. Okay, so you're going to get jealousy from the other girls. They're gonna be like, where did she get that? That is just amazing. And it's positive jealousy, right? It's like, wow, dang, look at her. And all the guys are going to be like, ooh, right? So whatever it is, you want to give them the benefit quickly, okay? So think about the headline as the elevator answer and make sure it answers 3 questions, okay? What burden do you make light? What problem can you solve for them or someone they know? And number 3, make it microwavable, like quick popcorn, Give it to them in a minute, or 2 minutes or 30 seconds, as fast as possible. All right, another question. Why is a business card or a LinkedIn impression, okay, the first sentence they see on your profile, why is that a headline? Okay, so think about this. Both should weed out people who are not compatible to your company or brand, okay, a business card, a LinkedIn impression, something like that, right? It needs to scream politely, what makes you better? Okay, so you are not going to fit with most people. Okay, you got to understand that. Just accept that. That's a truth. Okay, we're all Lego pieces, and we don't fit with everybody. We fit with certain cliques and certain groups that we enjoy, and they enjoy us. Okay, so what makes you, all right, the fit for them? Okay, so you want to tell who you fit with what you do better, and the benefit whoever you quote unquote fit with, will get by working with you rather than any other bloke on the block. All right, so think about this. Instead of saying I'm a CPA, right? People ask, what do you do for a living? What's your job? What's your business? Oh, I'm a CPA. That's boring, all right? It's a terrible headline, okay? It doesn't say anything. Like, what do you do? All right. So if you change that, it's a little more work, but if you change that to, a couple sentences and said, hey, so they say, what do you do for a living? Right? What's your work? If you're a CPA, instead of saying I'm a CPA, say, on average, I save small to medium-sized businesses over $23,000 to $74,000 a year by helping them legally deduct correctly. Okay, so my services not only pay for themselves 100-fold, but my clients make more money simply by working with me rather than the other CPA down the street. Okay, so what you're saying is I am really good at what I do. Okay, help people legally deduct tax itemization correctly, right? So you're saying not only do I give value, right? I pay for myself just by what I do. Okay, so it's a really good benefit for anybody that owns a small to medium-sized business, or if they know someone who does, right? So what are people constantly on the lookout for? What are they looking for every day when they wake up, when they're driving, when they're in their car, when they're with friends or family? What are they looking for? There's something they're looking for. Okay, so there's 3 things. Number 1, they want a justifiable unfair advantage. Okay, if you're a kid, you want to be faster, smarter. If you're an adult, you want more money. You want to have more money than someone else. You want to have a better marketing platform than someone else, right? You want to be ahead of the curve, okay? Number 2, we all want to replace pain with pleasure, okay? No one likes pain, all right? So we use pain. We have to use it as far as, like, say, working out or something, like as a necessary means to an end, okay? So we don't like the pain of the muscles being torn apart, but we like the pleasure, right? Getting the stronger muscles, okay? So if you're coming from a marketing perspective, okay, we want to replace pain with pleasure, okay? So instead of saying, this only has, 60 calories, you want to say it's a sugar-free. It's not going to spike your blood level. It's not going to help, you're not going to like gain 100 pounds if you eat this, sugar-free chocolate or something. You're going to eat delicious, sweet-tasting food without the guilt. Okay, so number 3, we want to replace frustration with gratification. Okay, so that's a very important thing. You want to tie that into your headline. Okay, and also whenever you're trying to persuade people to do something, what are they frustrated with? You see this all the time with politicians. Oh, the student loan debt's just out of control. Okay, so a lot of times you'll see people that are, like say more left or something, they'll advocate more for the student, right? And they'll say, hey, we want to replace their frustration, which is like these insane amount of debt loads, right, with gratification. We want to help pay for their college, or we want to reduce their debt load, all right? So that's an example, right? So think about this. Secretly, we are all big children. Doesn't matter who you are, we're all big children, okay? Everyone wants their life to be easier, healthier, more positive, and enjoyable. Okay, everybody does, even if they don't admit it. right? So we want someone to love us like a parent, to nurture us emotionally, physically, and materially. Okay, so we all have to grow up and have to, fight for our own survival and existence, and we all understand that. We all do it. Okay, but the thing is, deep down, we just wish, like we could be a child again, in the sense that someone else like could just make our burden a little lighter. Okay, so in reality, that's not going to happen. But as a problem to a solution provider, okay, what your business or service or whatever you're doing, even like I said, if it's a social event, what you want to do is you want to provide a solution to some problem. Okay, so you're going to take on the parent role from a marketing standpoint. Okay, so let's say it's a social event and someone wants to get a lot of people to their New Year's party. Okay, instead of saying, hey, you're invited to the New Year's bash, starts at 7 p.m. or something. Bring some drinks and hors d'oeuvres or whatever, like, or, there's a cover fee. I mean, it's just kind of boring, right? What's the headline? What's the problem you're going to solve? Say, hey, think about entertainment, right? So, like, what social connections that can be made, right? So you can say, hey, instead of saying you're invited to this New Year's Eve party, you can say, hey, you want to meet, some cool people, have live music, see venues you've never seen before. Maybe you pay $400 or $500 or get some band or some beautiful singer to come out and do some live music, or a really cool DJ or something. You'd say, hey, you want to get your dancing shoes on and mingle with some nice people. You can make it like sexy with the pictures or something, like something attractive to lure people in. So you could advertise. The problem is what we want to meet new people, but it's scary and uncomfortable. So you can say, hey, in a friendly, warm, cozy environment, our home is beautiful and it's well lit and it's perfect for this occasion or whatever. And now you'd have to work on that. That's not a headline, okay? But it's the idea of solving the problem, making it easier for people to meet people, right? A healthy environment. They're not going to some bar, some scary place with people they don't know. And it's positive, enjoyable, right? You make it where, hey, we're friends. You're cool. You're part of the clique. You're inside with us. Okay, so we want a justifiable unfair advantage. Okay, so hey, only 50 people can come. You're 1 out of 50. So, if you want to bring a partner, you got to let us know, RSVP by this date. Okay, we want to replace their pain with pleasure. Okay, so hey, are you tired of working so hard and never enjoying time for yourself? Well, hey, come here. We're going to give you live music, live entertainment, and you're going to have a really cool place to meet new people, dance, make friends, and we'll even have a dance instructor come, right? Maybe something like that, right? Pay someone, do some like simple swing dancing or salsa dancing for like 30 minutes or something, and let people have fun, right? And replace frustration with gratification. Say, hey, it's harder to meet new people. We're all busy, and where do you find people who are like intellectually the same level and also exciting and not boring to be around with? Well, come here. We got a lot of cool people, and you're one of them. Let's come and have fun this year. All right, so how do we put all this into practice? Okay, so in the next video, you're going to find out, okay, how we can, I'm going to actually go over all these different examples, okay? I'm going to show you how you can create a headline for a product. You can how you can create a headline for a service, a book title. That could be the same thing like a movie title, right? An app or something like that. I'm going to do one for a restaurant, a social event, okay? And a request to a friend, a child, etc. And I'm going to show you how you can make a headline for all those in the next video, okay? So the question for you is, can we use this in any situation? Financial, social, parenting, relational settings? And the answer is a definite yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so just yes all around, okay? So the next video we're going to go a little more in depth on the headline, the call to action, and all that kind of stuff. But the really cool thing is, if you understand that you need this for every area in your life, okay, no matter what you want to do, you have to learn how to communicate to people in a way that gives them the value proposition up front, okay? A lot of people are terrible at this, okay? They don't know how to ask for what they want because they don't know how to word it correctly, okay? What they don't understand is how to create a positive headline, okay? They ask something from a me focus instead of a them focus, okay? You always want it to be focused on the other person. Why? Because we're all big children, okay? And second, you want to do what? You want to be the parent, give them the gift, okay, at Christmas time. You want to be the Santa Claus, right? So think about that. You're here to make their life better, to give them a reward for whatever you're asking them to do. Okay, so that's how you got to do it. You got to put it up front, the reward they're going to get, and then you give them the details after. But first, you got to make it clear to them what they're going to gain from this, and make it exciting and make it an attractive, beautiful, delicious way. Okay. All right, so I have an important update. Okay, so the positive advice, you can call this, it's a recorded message. There's no one to talk to. Don't worry, there's no sales pitch or anything. This is just great advice, and 90 seconds are left. And I actually had to update the number because the other number was getting way too many calls. So basically couldn't handle like the volume. So anyway, I have a new area code. Okay, whole new number, and it's area code 1. Okay, the area code is 424-394-1818. Okay, so that's a Beverly Hills number. All right, so the number is 1-424-394-1818. So save this number on your contact star, and you can call this. I update this once a week every Monday, and you can call this and you get some new advice. It's really cool. I just record something really quick, and I think you'll like it. I think it's really good, and the feedback I've been getting is it's really positive. So leave a message and or comment on the video and explain, if you like it or what you like about it. And if you have any questions or you'd like me to talk about something, leave that message on either the YouTube comments or send me an email or leave it on the voicemail. All right. Love you. Look forward to hearing from you. All right, time for some trivia. Okay, statistically, how many people will read a headline and finish reading the entire message? Okay, there is a lot of research on this, a lot of market data, and you're going to find out in the next video. Okay, so how many people actually read a headline and click the next thing and read it or watch it? Okay, you're going to find out in the next video. All right, communication man, signing out, reminding you of 3 critical things, okay? Number 1, your purpose is calling, all right? Answer that call and fulfill your mission, okay? Number 2, make small steps towards your calling and be more capable today than you were yesterday. And number 3, you and I are the ultimate problem solvers, okay? When the world runs from problems, you and I, we run to fix them, all right? We want to make this world a better place. That's what makes us different, okay? We have a lot of work to do. So let's go out there and solve some ambitious problems and have fun doing it, okay? Remember, you'll never have the full picture. So go with what you have. It's enough. All right, this is my favorite part. This is so fun. So I got a conversation starter question. I leave every video like this. Okay, so question for you: if tomorrow you're gonna wake up 100 years in the past in the exact location where you are right now, okay, with only one small suitcase, what are you going to take and why? Okay, so remember, cool questions lead to better conversations. So you can ask this with your friends, with coworkers, with family, and create some interesting conversations. So for me, if I was going to wake up 100 years in the past where I currently am with only one suitcase, I would definitely make sure I had something that could purchase goods, because obviously our modern day money wouldn't be accepted, right? It's too new, right? It look fake, right? So I'd have to think of something that I could take that would be valuable so I could trade, right? Also, I'd definitely make sure I had a camera, definitely a good cell phone, and I'd bring a charger. I already have one, like one of those really super hardcore battery packs. I'd definitely bring that, make sure it's charged and ready to go. And I'd even bring like a little solar panel charger just in case, just to make sure, because I would want to make sure that I can get really good footage. So definitely have some good documentation. It'd be really interesting just to go see what it was like where I was. And it'd be really cool to interview people, actually. It'd be really fascinating to me, I think, meeting people and just seeing the news and seeing what it was like back then. And probably some like protein bars or something just in case. But I'd need to bring something because I'd really like to buy some food there. So I'd probably go to like an antique place and buy some money from that time period so I could be able to purchase whatever I want without any problems. And I'm going to put a limit on this. This is a 24-hour window, and then you come back the next day. So I'd make sure I could get some really cool souvenirs. I think that'd be so fun. So I want you to comment in the comment section and tell me what you would do. What would you do if you're going to wake up tomorrow 100 years in the past? and you can only bring one suitcase where you currently live, all right? Tell me, what would you bring? I'm really curious. And what reason? What would you do with the things you have? All right, so comment below, subscribe, and I love you, and I appreciate you watching this, and I hope this helps you. And we're going to have another video on the second part of the headline, so stay tuned for that.